out there on the YouTube land. Barb here with barbstamps.com. It is a Thursday evening, so that means it's 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, 7 Eastern. And I don't know what it is anywhere else. That's the only things I know. So that means it's a live free stamping class with me, Barb, on Thursday nights. So I am very excited to be here with you guys. I've got kind of a mess going on around here, but whatever. It's a stamping room, so of course it's going to be a little bit messy. So thank you guys all for joining me. I just realized I don't have my iPad. Hold on. Okay. I need my iPad so that I can talk to you guys when I'm actually stamping, because otherwise I can't really see the comments. It doesn't work that great. Anywho, oh, some of you guys said you like my hair. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. It's pretty gray right now, but I am going to be getting it done right before we go to Indianapolis so that there is no gray when I'm going on a trip. I don't like having my hair gray when I'm going on a trip. So we'll be getting that taken care of in the beginning of November. So I think we got this iPad all set up and ready to roll so that I can see what's going on. What's this thing doing? My internet's been a little spotty today, I'm not going to lie. And I don't know if it's because it's, because it's really warm here today, which is really kind of crazy. It's like 80 some degrees here today, which is very strange. It's Wyoming and it's fall, almost winter. But we are getting some cold weather coming our way because the forecast shows rain and a high of 42 on Sunday. So we are going to be having homemade potato soup on Sunday because that's just a great day to have something nice and warm. My husband will probably be in the house watching some football. I'll get the soup ready and I'll probably watch some football too. So it'll just be one of those days. Bonnie says she told Kelly she's going to be full on stalker mode as soon as Kelly and I leave to head to Indy. We're actually going to go to Dina's house first. I think it's November 10th. I can't remember. I got my ticket a couple months ago, so it's just, I'll figure it out when it's getting closer to the time to go. But we go to Dina's house first, and then we're going to drive to Indy. And then we have a Stampin' Up! Event Friday night and Saturday. And then we're going to leave Indy on Sunday to go back to Dina's. And then we'll be at Dina's, I think, Monday and Tuesday. And then I fly home on Wednesday, I think. I think that's what I scheduled everything to be. I can't remember, so I don't really know. But anyways, I'm so excited to do that too. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I appreciate that very much. If you want to share the video, that'd be awesome. If you want to give me a thumbs up, that would also be awesome. If you want to comment, that's always awesome. I try to respond to all comments. I have to admit I was pretty lax these past couple weeks. There's a lot of other things going on. We had our retreat and our business retreat, and there was lots of things behind the scenes that, you have to do to prepare for things like that. So I wasn't as focused on that as I should be. So I will get in there and I will respond to all the comments that are there so far. Not during the live. The live comments are a little bit different because I try to respond as you guys are. Not that everyone that says hi, I could never say hello to everybody, but I do try to say hello to most of you guys when you're here with me. And then, yeah. So Cheryl is asking if I got her box. And yes, Cheryl, I did. Wow, that was a crazy full box of stuff. I appreciate that very much. I have some of those items earmarked to give away to my team members, because I have some team members that I like to spoil. I don't like to spoil my team members. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of the stuff. I mean, yes, it would be nice for me to give it all away, but with the price of shipping is expensive. And so if I took and gave away, 10 stamp sets to people, that might cost me $50. That's a lot of money. Plus the packaging supplies and the printer and all that stuff to send all those packages out. So while I do appreciate that, I can't actually turn around and just give it all away because I just am not financially capable of doing that. So a lot of my team members, I'm sending them things anyway, so I can throw an extra thing in, or some of my local gals, I don't have to pay to gift them items. So that's kind of how that works. But I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for thinking of me. That was very sweet of you. And yeah. Oh, Wendy says she just received some happy mail. Oh, Wendy, I need to email out the PDF for that. I sent out a bunch of my Decorated with Happiness classes, Tuesday, I think it was. And the PDF is done. I need to send an email out. So that's a little note to myself to get that done. So yay. All right, so there's a lot of you commenting about your weather. Weather is crazy right now. I don't know what's going on, but it's just very crazy. All over, it seems like. So that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Okay. So my son got his root canals. I mean, I don't know if he's really excited about that. But he got his root canals. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just remembered this. So he goes in on Monday or Tuesday to get his root canals, and they take an x-ray. And the dentist is looking at the x-ray, and he's like, what in the heck is that? And my son's like, what's what? And the guy says, in your lip. What is that in your lip? And Justice says, oh, I don't know. Well, they have determined that, you remember how I've told you guys how he needed the 2 root canals, and then one of the teeth next to the middle teeth is chipped? Yes, the chip from his tooth is embedded in his lip, which I'm not surprised. I mean, when he tripped and fell and he smashed his face on the step, these 2 teeth, they went into his lip, and then this tooth chipped, and when he opened up his mouth, obviously left the chip in his lip. And when he came home a couple days later, because he didn't go to the doctor, because he said, I'm not going to the doctor in Mexico. I'm not doing it. And I'm like, okay. He came home, and I knew that his lip was infected. So I took him to the doctor. Well, they didn't x-ray it. They just said, yeah, it looks infected. Take these antibiotics, and it should be fine, which he did, and it was. And I asked him, I said, did you know something was in there? He said, well, I could feel something in there. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was like scar tissue or something like that. But the dentist or endodontist told him that if it's not bothering him, that he would leave it. I'm just like, ew. And so then my husband was joking with him and says, what if you're kissing some girl and she notices, what the heck is in your lip? So I don't know. He said he doesn't have time for girls right now, is what he says. So I guess he's not kissing a whole lot of girls right now, which I guess as his mother, I'm totally fine with that. But yeah, so that was news to me that's where the chip from the tooth was. So root canals are done. And he will be going back for the crowns in January. So we kind of maxed out the dental insurance with these root canals right now. We had to pay, I think we had to pay like $500, which really isn't that bad for the 2 of them. And then he will have crowns in January, which will take the money from his amount of dental, because our dental insurance only allows you X number of dollars per year for any sort of dental work. And so that's why we decided to do the root canals now and push the crowns into the next year to use next year's dental for him. Each person gets their own. So, I mean, if something happened to me, I would still have my maximum amount of dental, and my daughter would, my husband would, whatever. So, yeah. So that's done. He said it was horrendous. He hated every minute of it. Said it was just horrible. It is what it is. I've had numerous root canals, and no, they're not pleasant by any means. But, yeah. So, anyways, there you go. So if anybody was wondering, because I guess I never even thought for a moment, like, where was the piece of that tooth? I figured it was on the ground where he fell. Didn't know it was in his lip, but there you go. Okay, so that is my kind of big, exciting news for the week, which I guess it's a good story to tell, right? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera, and I'll show you the things that I made for you last week. And then we will get to stamping. So let me get that done. And then I can put my glasses on, because I can't see very well from this angle without glasses. There we go. Got the glasses right here. We'll get those on. I have a hair clip so I can pull my hair back. My hair seems to, it's like it's not long, but the pieces that frame my face always hang in my face when I'm tilting my head down stamping. So I have to get them out of my face because it just drives me crazy. So these are the projects that I made last week. This is one of the cards that's actually in my Decorated with Happiness class for the month of October. So if you buy the class kit, you will get the supplies to make 2 of these cards. Actually, you get the supplies to make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs. This is one of them. Here's the inside. And then, of course, you get envelopes as well. So I made that card. We did this one using the Santa's Train Memories and More kit. That's where this fun paper came from. Got that fun snowflake there. And then I made this beautiful card using the new Fitting Florets bundle of products that you can get now if you're a demonstrator, or if you're not a demonstrator, but you should be, because anybody who's buying Stampin' Up! Should be a demonstrator. You can add that to your starter kit right now and get it also. And then speaking of the starter kit, if you join my team in the month of October, you get an extra $30 in merchandise in your kit. So it's a pretty good deal. You get $155 worth of product for $99 plus tax if you pay tax where you live. There's a few states I know of, Oregon and Montana, come off the top of my head, that don't have sales tax. So if you're living in those states, you don't pay tax. So anyway, this is a special for the month of October. I would love to have you join my team. We have a lot of fun. We just had our team meeting on Tuesday night. It was great fun. We did some show and tell, talked a little business. I gave away some prizes, as I said earlier. Team members get the basic Stamp Happy Academy membership for free once they've placed their first order. We have weekly training with Kelly and Dina. The 3 of us do a weekly training call for anybody who's interested. So there's just a lot of great perks to joining my team. If you have any questions at all, I'd love to help you out. Don't ask me here during the live, but you can certainly email me, barb@barbstamps.com. I would love to chat with you about it. And there you go. And then the Fitting Florets, like I said, made this gorgeous card. So the designer series paper is part of this collection. These fun oval dies, these beautiful images, these fun little swirly shapes. And there's just a lot of pretty stuff in here. My Decorated with Happiness class. Here is the cards in the class. I'll quickly share them with you. And you do get this box too to decorate. So you'll make 8 cards, and then you get the box. You can decorate it if you want. You don't have to, but the box will hold 4 cards and 4 envelopes. There's one of the cards. There is another card. And look at that, an entire sheet of fabulous glittery paper on the front of that. And then this one here. So gorgeous cards in a fun box. So if you're interested in the class, the link is in the description of this video to order it. You can always add the Decorated with Happiness bundle to your class if you don't have it. So yeah, I'd love to sell it to you because it's amazing. My other class for the month is the Sweet Candy Canes. We'll be working on this weekend. It'll be ready to go, I think, the end of next week. So yeah, it's going to be an amazing class as well. I'm super excited about it. Link to this one is also in the description. And my Best Butterflies class, I still have a few of these left. I'd love to get rid of them. So if any of you guys have the Best Butterflies bundle and you're looking for something to do with it, get my class because there's some really cute cards in there. Okay, Stamp Happy Academy. We talked about that. Team members get the basic membership of Stamp Happy Academy free after you place your first order. So that's $19.95 value. Every single month that you're a demonstrator on my team, you get to keep this membership. So it's a pretty good perk. We also have our live memberships, and that was awesome today. Kelly did a super live today. So yeah. Kelly's asking, is that paper back in stock? Kelly, I don't know what paper you're talking about. So let me know, give me the name of the paper and I can hopefully answer your question. Okay. And then we have adhesive kits, always selling adhesive kits out of my stamp room down here. They come in these cute little pouches full of adhesives and other fun goodies like a ruler and an adhesive eraser and an ink eraser. And then I always do have my all occasion cards for sale. You get a pack of 20 all occasion cards for $25 plus shipping. Pretty good deal. About $1.05 a card. $1.25, whatever. It's pretty inexpensive. So all the links are in the description of the video. All right, so that means it's time to pull out the stuff for our first card. All right, we've got some of this stuff here. Okay, so I am going to be using a pattern out of the Neutrals Designer Series paper pack, and I'm going to be using this plaid. All of a sudden, the word escaped me. I was like, what is that called? Plaid. I'm going to be using a plaid paper. Wow, sometimes it's difficult. And so the plaid paper is, let me see, the white layer is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So that means that this is 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. We've got Mary Merlot card base. That is 5.5 by 8.5. Lights aglow. You know, Kelly, I don't know for sure. I just ordered some and I got it in today. It is included in the kit. So you don't need it. You don't need to have it. You do get it in the kit. My supply kit for the class does give you a half a pack of that paper. So like I said, I just got my order today and it was in there. Whether it's available right this minute, I can't tell you. Maybe Cheryl or somebody, Dolly or somebody can check that out and let us know. Okay, my Mary Merlot card base, 8.5 by 5.5 and 4 by 5 1/4 white. Okay. So we're going to be using the oval die, this fun oval die from the Fitting Florets bundle. So these dies are called the framed florets. And they do have some fun goodies here. So here is one of the dies. It cuts all these hearts and then the hole out of the middle. Oh, or does it cut the hole out of the middle? No, it doesn't, unless you want it to with this extra die. All right, then we have another die that will cut this. So you get an inside piece and then the outside detailed piece. And then we have this oval that cuts this fun detailed piece again with this. So we've got some great ovals and we have some great little foliage pieces in there. And then of course dies that cut the flower images. Yeah, Carol, I do too. Carol says she loves the heart one. I do too. When I first die cut that, I thought, wow, what in the world would you do with that? But I made a really cute card with it for a swap, so I'll probably be sharing that next week. Oh, I have to say, it's possible I won't be live next week. My husband is going up to Billings for a funeral, and he asked me to go. I'm not a big fan of funerals, and I don't really know the person. So I don't know as though I want to go or not. We'll see. So I may or may not be live next week. We'll see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to be using the Ringed with Nature bundle, and I'm going to be making a Christmas card. I had forgotten all about this set because I kept thinking it's only for fall. But it has a really cute little poinsettia image here. And we're going to be using that today on our card. So I've got the poinsettia image pulled out of there, and then this little leaf here. Did you put a die in the envelope? Nope, it's right here, I think. But thank you for mentioning that because, gosh, that happens all the time that you put something somewhere that you shouldn't, and then you can't find it anywhere. So there you go. Okay. So I've got the poinsettia, I've got the leaf, and then out of the framed and festive set, this is another part of that Fitting Florets collection. This is a stamp set. Dolly says she thinks the paper's in stock, Kelly. So there you go. So it's a great, I love the font on this. It's a great, fun, Christmassy set. And we're going to be using the Merry Christmas image out of this set today on our card. So we are also going to be using masking paper. And I have already taken the masking paper and cut myself a couple of the poinsettias. So I've got those here ready to go. And I've got my oval. I've got an extra in case I screw up this first one, which is possible. It could happen. And let me get my piece of scratch paper here. Oh, Kathleen, you are a sweetheart. Kathleen just gave me a tip. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that little lemon person is just adorable. And it's, oh my gosh, it's the lemon person kissing something. Oh, those things are so cute. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that. All right, I'm trying to find what the right side. This is the right side. So I've got the flower, and I'm going to be using Blushing Bride and Mary Merlot. They are very beautiful together. In case you did not know, if you're looking for another red combination, this is a really good one. So I'm going to ink up my flower in the Blushing Bride, and then I'm going to take my sponge dauber and dip it into the Mary Merlot. And I'm going to add a little bit of detail here. So I'm just going to add a little bit to the middle. And then I'm going to kind of come around here and get the tips. I love doing this technique. And maybe it's not even really a technique. I'm going to huff on it. And then I'm going to stamp it here in the center of the oval. There we go. How cool is that? So then I'm going to bring in my one of my masking papers here that I have stuck on the inside of my stamp case. And I'm going to mask off this image. So let me just add this. And you can see I am just barely leaving a little bit showing on this side. Maybe I'll bring it up a little bit. So I've got a tiny bit of the leaves showing. So I'm going to clean my stamp off. Since I am using light ink and dark ink, I don't necessarily want to get my dark ink in my light ink. So I'm going to spank that dry. I'm going to ink that up again in the Blushing Bride. And we'll get a little Mary Merlot. We'll go a little in the middle again. And then maybe just a tad bit around the edges of this flower here. We're going to huff on it. And then I am going to stamp it next to this other image where I have the masking paper set. All right. So now I will pick up the masking paper. Oops, look at that. I pulled one of the petals in. Let me pull that out. All right. So now I'm going to reposition it so that it's just barely showing the stamped image beneath it again, but more so onto the right side, because I'm going to clean this off one last time, spank it dry, and then do this exact same thing one more time. I think I probably have plenty of ink left on here. So we'll just add a little bit more to the tips. I just really like this technique. Huff on it one last time. And we shall stamp this. How do we want to stamp it? Maybe like this. Okay. And then we'll lift up our mask. There we go. And I'm going to stick that back in the lid of my case so it doesn't escape me. So now I have 3 of the stamped images here. And now I'm going to bring in my Mossy Meadow, which is in a different box here. So we're going to bring that in. And I'm going to pick the small little leaf. Now, I'm not going to ink up the entire thing. I don't want the whole stem. So I've got a little bit of the stem where I don't have any ink on it, because the stem's just a little longer than I would like it to be to actually put this leaf into the flowers. So I'm going to leave some of the stem off. Again, ink it, then I'm going to stamp it off. And I guess we'll go right here. And we'll do that again. Stamp it off and perhaps bring it out right here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to bring in my sentiment, my Merry Christmas, and I'm going to ink that up in the Mary Merlot. And then I'm going to stamp it down here at the bottom of the oval. There we go. Oh my gosh, Barbara is also giving me a tip. Thank you, Barbara. You girls are so sweet. Thank you so much. I'll put that toward the money for my son's root canal. Or possibly some surgery in the future to get a tooth out of his lip. We'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you, Barbara. I appreciate that very much. And that it's a little kitty, I think, is so cute. All right. So I just love that technique. It's just, to me, it's just awesome. Why did you stagger the masking paper? I am not exactly sure what you're asking me. If you're asking me why I don't have it right to the end, I just feel like when you stamp over, let's just see if I can maybe do it on the scratch paper. So, nope, that didn't work. Hold on. Let's see if I can show why I do that. So I'm going to stamp this flower onto my scratch paper here. And we'll flip this around so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so there it is. So if I put it exactly on and I try to cover the whole thing up, which I will cover the whole thing up right now. Okay. Then if I come in again and I stamp it, and then I remove that, you can see there's like a space left. So there's white in between the two images. Can you guys see that? Whereas if, and I'll put it back on to the other side, if you stagger it a little bit and you pull it back and leave some of the original ink showing, then, come on, you do what I'm asking you to do. There we go. Then when you stamp over that, then you don't have the white. And so it actually truly looks like the images are like behind each other. I hope that's what you're asking me, and I hope that makes sense. All right. Hello, Judy Frank. Thank you for joining us. Oh my, I just dumped that ink pad over and probably made a giant mess. Surprise, I made a giant mess. All right, I'm going to clean these off while I have this chamois here so that I... Oh, but you know what? Hold on. I need to do all this again because I have this inside layer that I need to do. So let me just do this one more time. Okay, she said that's what she wanted to know. Okay, perfect. All right. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit this time to the inside of the flower. I'm going to huff on it, and then I'm going to stamp it down here in the corner of this inside layer. There we go. And we'll add a leaf or two, doing that same thing we did before, where I'm not going to get the stem because I don't want the stem in there right now. And there. Okay. Got a mess going on. Okay, so that's going to be our inside layer. Am I doing this right? Well, it's going to... yes and no. You're going to laugh. My card's going to be a portrait card, and I just stamped... Or my card's going to be a landscape card, and I just stamped this portrait image, but it's fine. I can switch it around. Okay. Let's get busy here. We're going to attach this paper, designer series paper, to the white layer. And I did try the polka dots. I just didn't like them as well as I liked the plaid. So that's why I went with the plaid. And of course, the flowered image that's also a pattern in this package. It's not really Christmassy. Oh, why does somebody always call me when I am live? I will never, and it's usually a family member or something. Oh, maybe it's spam, because, I mean, now it's stopped ringing. Okay, so we're going to end up putting this on the front, and then I do have the outer piece of this. So I die cut this twice, once out of white, once out of Mary Merlot, and then I kept one of each. Okay, so I'm going to add this and this to the card, but not before I add a piece of ribbon. So you know what I discovered? Mary Merlot, we have this ribbon here that is called, it's a striped ribbon, but it's like rose, excuse me, rose gold. But boy, if that's not a dead ringer for Mary Merlot, you know, I don't know what is. So I've already cut a piece because I, of course, was practicing my card and making it so it would work out. And now I can't find it. Oh, for heaven's... Oh, here it is. I'm like, why does stuff just disappear? Okay. The DSP is 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. So this is way too long. I need to cut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in the middle, I think, and then I'll just overlap it so that I can, because I want it to be just close to the edge. The ends are already cut nicely enough. So I'm just going to kind of overlap these two pieces and get them where I want them. And then I'm just going to tape them right there in the middle because I have an oval that's going to go over the top. And this one I feel like I need to tape also because it's not really taped because it's underneath this other piece. So it's not taped. I don't want it to like fall out, you know. Okay. So there we go with that. And I got a piece of tape here I need to get rid of. All right. Ugh, get off my finger. So I'm going to add this to the card. We're going to center it. And I'm going to do it with dimensional. So I'm going to put dimensionals at the top and bottom because the ribbon here is going to take up the bulk on the middle, in the middle. So I'm going to add, I've got these little tiny, they must have come out of a paper pumpkin kit is my guess. And so you always have extras when you get paper pumpkin. There's always some extra pieces. So I'm sure that's where this came from. Okay, so we will do this. Get those little backing pieces off. Come on, there we go. All right. And try to center this. Is that centered? Kind of. I mean, eyeballing it with my eyeballs, I think it is. You just never know. And then this needs to go also. So I think with this, I'm going to add some liquid glue to the back side of it. And my glue, wow, that's really squirting out a lot. So sometimes if I get too much glue like I have here, I'm going to bring in a silicone mat and I'm going to press it onto the silicone mat and get rid of some of that glue because that was too much. It was like a mess waiting to happen. Okay, so then we can add this piece around there. Okay. And then I'm going to add this to my card base. And I feel like I already have enough dimension on the front, so I'm not going to add any more dimensionals to it. I know, Mary Merlot is like a very underrated color, I feel like. I don't use it a lot either myself, but it is really good. It's a really good color. It's great with Blushing Bride. And now watch. These fun iridescent rhinestones. Oh my gosh, you guys. They like look perfect with Mary Merlot. So let's get some on here. And I've got two small and like a medium that I'm putting on here. Oh, wow. Did you see that? That just flew right off. I have no idea where it went. It really went flying. Okay. We'll find it later when we're cleaning. After we have some dinner, you know how that goes. We always got to make some dinner. Oh my gosh, I have a good little story. My husband has been watching Gunsmoke. He loves that show. He's totally into it. We have the streaming channel Paramount, which is the CBS streaming channel. And there are 2 seasons of it on there. I believe they're like seasons 7 and 8. And he watched all of them. And there's like 38 episodes in a season. Back when they used to do TV, it wasn't this like 10 episode thing, you know, like a lot of shows are now. It was 36, 38 episodes. So he's watched 2 seasons. So he's watched about 70 some episodes. And he's just loving it. And he is very sad that there's no more on that channel. So we found another streaming channel called Pluto TV that is free. But of course, free TV requires you to watch commercials, and he hates commercials. So isn't that so pretty? I was so in love with this card when I saw this, you guys. Yay. Okay, so I'll put the stuff away while I'm telling you the story. Anyway, he's been very sad that he hasn't been able to watch his Gunsmoke without commercials, and it's just really a pain. And the commercials are like those commercials that are always the same. Every time there's a commercial break, it's the same commercial for some stuff you've never heard of and would never want. And he's just disgusted. So anyways, I broke down and I bought him the complete DVD set. I told him it was for Christmas. Of Gunsmoke. There's 143 DVDs in this collection, you guys. Oh my gosh. He will be watching Gunsmoke forever. So, okay. Moving on. Okay. So, we are going to be using the Lights Aglow paper. Now, you do get a half a package of this in the kit if you order the Decorated with Happiness class kit from me. And I didn't use any of the black pieces in my cards. I showed you that before. They don't use any of the black. So I wanted to use the black because it's beautiful paper. And I thought we could absolutely use black with the Decorated with Happiness bundle. So we're going to. Okay, so we have a layer for the inside. This is vanilla. It's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a black card base, which is 5.5 by 8.5. And we're going to fold that and get a bone folder in here. There we go. A layer for the front, which is 4 by 5. Excuse me, 4 by 5 1/4. I've got something in my throat. Let me grab a drink here. Wow. Okay. Hopefully that'll last me. All right. So then I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. I did choose this pattern with the black and kind of vanilla accents. So this is 4 by 3.5. And then I also thought that I would bring in the black glitter washi tape to add a little bit of interest to this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive to the bottom of this and stick it on because I want to have, actually, you know what? Wait a minute here. Oh, goodness. I am going to adhere the whole thing if I can get this off. Ah, we got it. Okay. So never mind what I was going to originally do. We're doing this now. Sometimes I change my mind. I feel like I'm entitled. You know, we can do that if we want. Okay, so we'll get this on. There we go. Easy enough. He'll probably binge the whole thing while I'm on stage. He'll binge plenty. That's for sure. He's still working, of course, so he can only binge so much. Like we watch, I don't even know, 2 or 3 episodes a night because they are pretty long. They're like almost an hour each. So yeah, he's just in, and he didn't want to buy it because it was pretty expensive. He's like, no, we shouldn't do that. And I'm just like, seriously, you never buy anything for yourself and you really want this. So why wouldn't we? So I knew he would never do it himself. So I just did it. Okay. So I'm going to add my, glitter washi tape right across the top of this piece of Designer Series paper. We'll go all the way across with that. And it just tears off really nicely. So in case you guys weren't aware, the black is a part of a collection of 4. You get the purple, the green, the orange, and the black. And here are some fun things that I have done with it before. I have taken Highland Heather cardstock and put strips of the glitter washi tape next to each other and then die cut balloons. I've done it with the orange to get pumpkin tendrils. I've done it with the green to get leaves, with the black to get stars. And then here they all are just on a piece of paper. So I just kind of keep these things next to my desk here because the stuff is really fun. All right, so even though you can tear it off, I want a nice crisp edge, so I am going to cut it. All right, let's get those off. So we have this to go on the front of our card, so let me get the tape on there, and we'll add this to the front. Okay, make sure it's even. Try to make sure it's even. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, even though you try your hardest. Okay, So then I decided I wanted to use a tag. So I pulled out my Celebration Tags dies, and I really wanted to use this one with the scallopy end, but it just wasn't quite long enough for what I wanted to do. So I went ahead and did use this tag here. So I do have it cut out. So it actually will make like a folding tag. So I just cut it to about right here, and then I just trimmed off the bottom so that it looks just like a tag. And it does have like, oh, well, if I flip it over, I'll show you. I already did my embossing on there. It has kind of an embossed edge, which is pretty cool. So I did want to do some gold embossing. So I used my little embossing kit that we have for sale in the holiday catalog, and my Versamark ink, and my gold embossing powder. So I used my embossing buddy first on my black, kind of spread it around there so that the pieces of embossing powder wouldn't stick. And then I did ink it up in Versamark, embossed it in the gold. And then what I do, because then you still can get like this powdery looking stuff on there, I literally take the tag and I rub it on my clothes. Now you can't see me rubbing it on my clothes, but I rub it on my clothes to get that off. And it does work pretty good. If that doesn't work for you, I have also found that if you just take an eraser, like a pencil eraser, a nice one, not one of those crappy pencil top erasers that kids use in school, but like a nice, I don't even know what this is made out of. Anyways, a nice eraser, you can get that off with the eraser too. So there we go. All right. So now we are going to bring the tag in. A Swiffer will take it off. That's probably a brilliant idea, Bonnie. Thank you. I did go ahead and die cut the detailed pine bough out of gold glimmer paper. This is also something you get in your kit with the Decorated with Happiness bundle. You get some of the gold, some of the vanilla, and some of the evening evergreen glitter paper. You get 2 6x6 pieces of each color. You also get some gold foil sheets. You get a lot of stuff in the kit, actually. Let me get that out of the way. So I did die cut this, and then I took a pair of scissors and I snipped it apart right there. Okay, because I just want this part to be on the tag. So I'm actually going to cut the rest of this off. So I'm going to just snip it right there so that I could still use this for something if I wanted to, but then I have this pine bough to go onto my tag. Okay, and I'm going to kind of try to hide the hole. Not that I'm going to completely cover it up, but I'm not going to use anything to put through the hole. So I've got the pine bough on there. I also die cut an ornament out of the vanilla glimmer paper, and I'm going to attach that right here. Like that. Then a couple weeks ago, I shared a card with you guys. Here it is. This is the same bundle. This is the Decorated with Happiness bundle. And I showed you the clear packing tape technique, where you take clear packing tape and you put it over any color cardstock, and then you die cut it, and then it looks like it's been embossed. So it's got like a shiny finish to it. Pretty cool. So I did that on black, and I got this bow. So I've got this shiny packing tape bow that's going to go on here as well. So let me go ahead and get my liquid glue out, and we will get the bow put on there. I can see I have a little tiny piece that did not get cut out. So, and I can tell already that I need to bring in my silicone mat because I saw a big blob of glue squirt out. So I'm going to get the glue on there, and then I'm going to bring that mat back in. Here we go. And then we still have that circle. So we'll just go right in the middle of the oval circle. Oval. Bonnie, I suppose you could use any kind of packing tape. I don't know as though it matters. I just have packing tape. In fact, I'll show it to you here what I use. It's nothing fancy, believe me. It is duck. I get it at Walmart. It's this duck packing tape. So I don't know if I would say I would go with more of a clear packing tape than say tape that might be sort of frosted. The frosted will make it look different, obviously. So if you want the clear, it'll make it nice and shiny, I think. So that's what I use. Let me go ahead and get some glue on this little ornament. And we will get that attached as well. That didn't seem to have as much glue squirting out all over the place. All right, so we're going to add that. And then our little bow, we'll add that too, right to the top of the ornament. And that's going to take a second to actually stick because it's sticking to the glitter paper. So we're going to kind of set it aside for a second while we do something else. I also went ahead and there's a couple little dies in this set. One of them does kind of an asterisk snowflake kind of thing. Some of the other dies do these little gold stars. So my tag is going to kind of set like this on the card. So I'm going to add my little gold stars. Here and there. Actually, I could probably stick this on even though that bow is maybe not completely dry. Yes, this is black and gold and like white or vanilla is such a classy color. And yes, I think somebody mentioned something about a wedding. This would be like an amazing wedding card. I mean, you could change the whole thing around and not do ornaments and pine boughs, but in fact, you know what you maybe could use the bells. The bell, there's a bell image in here. Maybe that could be like a wedding bell. That would be pretty. Okay, now I can just add some small little dots of glue here and get my star added, or I should say stars, because we have 3 of them. We have multiple stars. Whoops. You need to stick on that. Okay, and we'll do that, and we'll do that. Okay, so while that's kind of drying, I already did the inside, you guys. So I did the same thing. I rubbed my embossing buddy over my cardstock. I did the sentiment these sentiments are both in the stamp set. So I did that in gold. I did the same thing with the bell that I did with the bow on the front. I put the packing tape on the black cardstock and then ran it through so it is kind of shiny. And then I added the gold bow to the top of it with the gold glitter. And yeah, this is just, I really have had a lot of fun with this stamp set and this whole bundle. I didn't have it at all until I was trying to think, what am I going to do for my class this month? And I was kind of looking through the catalog and I saw that and I thought, that looks really fun. And I have really, really been enjoying working with this. So if you guys don't have it, I recommend getting it. I've had a lot of fun with it. Okay. There we go. We've got everything on there. It is amazing. And I don't have any embellishments. I didn't really feel like I needed anything else because we've got so much glitter and shininess going on this that I think it's just amazing just by itself. So there you go. There is card number 2. And now in case you guys did not know, when you get glue on these silicone mats, it literally just rolls up and you can just peel it right off. You just roll it off. It kind of rolls up into what we lovingly call a glue booger. And then you can just toss it in the trash. So there you go. All right, let me toss that in the trash. And then put some of this stuff away. I've got a few things hanging out here that I don't want hanging out here because I don't like stamping in a mess. Okay, we can put those away. We'll keep this because we're going to use this for something. I don't know what, but something. Okay, let me get the stuff for the next project. And we'll put our fun card over here, and I'll bring it back in at the end. And I'll move some of these bits out of the way. Okay. All right. So some of you might remember this. This is a card that I made for you guys a few weeks ago on a live. And my daughter asked me this morning if I had a card with a little something that she could give one of her professors a little gift. There's a professor she has that's been very, very kind to her and very helpful. And she just wants to give this professor a little gift. So she wanted to know if I could have it ready by Thanksgiving when she comes home. I'm thinking, yeah, that's like 4 or 5 weeks away. I think I can get that done. So anyway, I thought this would be an amazing card to give because it's gorgeous and it could be for a man or a woman. So it works either way. And so I thought, what am I going to use for the gift? She wants to give a gift card. So I looked at the different boxes and goodies that we have, and we have these cute little, what are they called? Envelope treat boxes. And I'm pretty sure they're in the holiday catalog, and I really haven't used them yet. So I thought, let's do it because they do fit a gift card. And let me see. Oops, I just tore the packaging. Well, whatever. We'll tape it back up with our clear packing tape. I need to get this little envelope seal thing out of here. Okay, so obviously I used the Hello Harvest bundle when I created this card. So I thought we're just going to keep the same theme. We're going to go with the leaf. We're going to decorate the box that way. So I used the hello on the card. I wanted to use You Are Such a Blessing for the gift. And so I needed to find a die cut that would fit that. So I looked through all of my dies and came across this mini pocket envelope set that I have. And it has this super cute little rectangular scallop die. So I die cut that out of Pear Pizzazz. And here that little guy is so cute. And then I wanted to have a layer of white or something on the front of it. Oh my, we have a troll. Hold on, girls. Okay. The messages have been reported, and we are going to hide this person from the channel. I think we're good. Okay. Okay, well, hopefully we're good. Jeez, these people, don't you guys have something else to do? Apparently they don't. So I also wanted to have a little layer on this that I could stamp on. So I measured this, and this measures 2 inches by 1 1/16. So I cut this to 1 7/8 by 15/16. That's kind of a tough measurement, but Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the trimmer that we sell, has 16th inch measurements, which works really well. So then here's my box. I did fold all the sides up so I could be ready to see if what I wanted to do with it was going to work. And it does have these little tabs. So we just want to peel the backing paper off these tabs. So we'll get all of those off. There we go. And we're just going to kind of fold the box together so that the corners line up. And we'll get that one. And we'll get this one inside here, lined up. There we go. And this last one here. So there we go. And then what I like to do is after I fold up a box, where's my bone folder? Or any of these types of things, I like to take my bone folder and kind of press on those tabs just so that they stick really well. Okay. So then I discovered that the gift card will fit in here, but it didn't feel like it was very much substance without something. So I found some Ghirardelli caramel chocolate squares in my stash down here. And we'll just do that. So then you just kind of fold these 2 tabs together. They kind of hook together. And then that goes in like a little envelope. And then you can take this little seal and you can seal that closed. How fun is that? Okay, so then I thought, well, that's great, but that's kind of boring. So I decided to do a belly band. And so I cut myself a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, which is 1.5 inches by 8. And we're just going to wrap this around. So we're going to start it like about right here. And this is what I like to do. I don't like to like measure it and score it. I just wing it. So I just fold it over. And then I'm going to fold it over again. And then we're going to fold it again and fold it again. And then I unfold it. And then this is when I actually do my serious folding. I make sure the lines add up. The box is actually, it's not a die, Kathleen. We actually sell these boxes in the catalog. They're in the holiday catalog, and they're called the envelope treat boxes. Item code is 159788. And there are, what, 10 in here? Oh my gosh, there's 20. You get a lot. You get a lot. And so I'm going to fold this. And when I'm actually folding on the bendy lines, I just make sure that the two sides line up so that it's a nice straight piece of cardstock. Okay, and then I can come back here and we can wrap it around. And then it should line up if we did it right. It's pretty darn close. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter because when I put this on, I don't want that little flap to show underneath there. And actually, I'm going to wrap this around so that it's on the top so that nothing shows. But I am going to cut a little bit of this off. So I'm going to say maybe rather than go 8 inches, rather than go 1.5 by 8, let's try 1.5 by 7.5. And we'll see if that works better. Now, let me just make sure this actually is 7.5 and that I cut off. Okay, yeah, it is 7.5. All right. So we're going to wrap this around. And I think now my label should hide it. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to glue this together. So the belly band will just be something that can be slid right off. So the recipient can just, hopefully they'll figure it out. They can slide the belly band off and on. I need to make that, stretch that out a little bit so that it's not quite so tight because I want to make sure that the band can slide on and off and it still is not. So I'm going to pull it back a tiny bit more so that it's hopefully there. Okay, we finally got it. We want to make sure that the band can slide on and off. Okay, so now we have it in the center. So now I'm going to stamp my sentiment, which I said was the you are, what does it say? You are such a blessing. Like I know what it says. I already forgot. Okay. So we'll ink this up. Oh, Cheryl says page 13 in the MIDI catalog for these boxes. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Okay. So I'm going to try to center this. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't center, it's got another side. It's centered fine, but I made a blobby mess of it. So hold on. We are going to try the other side. And we'll see if we can not make such a blobby mess. I think I pressed a little too hard was what my problem was. There, much better. Okay. So then I'm going to add that to my little label that I cut, that I die cut. And look how cute that is. It just fits right in there perfectly. Okay. Then I decided to use the same colors that I have in the card. And I cut a bunch of leaves, just a few, not a bunch, well, maybe 8. Is that a bunch? I think I cut 8. Where are they? Maybe I cut 6. I don't remember. Well, here's 6 or 5. How many is there? I thought I cut a lot more than that. Apparently I didn't. Oh, here's another one. Okay, maybe I did do 6. I'm like, I know I cut more than that. Anyway. Okay. So we can add this to the, I think we'll do it with some dimensionals. And I'm going to put the dimensionals on the belly band. That way I can make sure that I'm not going to put the dimensionals too far over and that they'll prevent the belly band from moving back and forth. So we'll add our little sentiment here. So cute. And then we're going to add some leaves. And so then we'll just kind of tuck these under. And if we have to cut them off, we will. We'll do what we have to make them work. And then we'll do that one and maybe this one here. Maybe we'll do something like that. But I think I want them a little shorter. So I'm just going to snip it off. And then I can tuck it under a little farther. And that one I'm going to snip off a little. Tuck that. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add a little glue here. And I'm going to tuck it and make sure that it's on the belly band, which that one is. And then this little guy will be underneath that, so that should definitely be on the belly band. And then these two, I think we are going to cut these also. Yep, that should work. A little bit right there on the end of that leaf. Tuck it under so that it's on the belly band. Whoops, it will be. And then this last one, I didn't die cut this one as well. As you can see, it's a little bit off. So I'm going to make sure that this one goes underneath this so that it kind of hides the fact that it's not so great. Okay, and so there we have that. Then I wasn't sure how these would work. These are the adhesive back sequins and gems, and there's some fresh freesia, but fresh freesia kind of goes with rich razzleberry, so I thought it might work. So we'll see. Do these come off with the take your pick? They do. And I thought maybe I'd just add some, a couple to the leaves maybe. And then maybe one to the sentiment, like that. And then the last thing, you'll notice I have a piece of rich raspberry ribbon. You might be thinking, where'd you get that? Let me show you. Where is it? So we have this ribbon in the holiday catalog, and it's two pieces of ribbon sewn together. Okay, it's sewn together with a piece of like fishing line or something, so it's clear. So you can just cut it apart, and the ribbon comes apart. So then I took this ribbon and I dyed it with rich raspberry ink and water. So it's a 2-to-1 thing. So I put 10 drops of rich raspberry ink in a small container and then 20 drops of water. I dunked my ribbon in, I hung it to dry, and it's a little lighter than actual rich raspberry, but I think it works fine. And so I still had a little chunk left from my card. Did you color lid of take? Yes, Carol, yes. You noticed that? Yes, I colored both of the ends with my rich raspberry marker because I lose it all the time and it's clear and sometimes I can't see it. But with that colored end, I can't tell you how helpful that's actually been to me to find these stupid lids because they end up on the floor all the time. So thanks for asking, because that's a great tip to share. You know me, I'm full of tips. Cheryl says she needs to do that. Well, if you lose your take your pick tool tip, you absolutely do need to do it. Okay, Wendy says she loves this idea. She's going to make these for Thanksgiving. That would be a super cute little Thanksgiving place, wouldn't it? And there's 20 of them in the package. And I don't know how much they cost. Where's my book? I don't think they were that much for the whole package. Let's see. 13. Cheryl said they were on page 13. Oh, here they are. Where? Oh, $8. Oh, it says 10. Did I have this in the wrong package? Envelope treat boxes. It says 20. I wonder what that means. If it means 20 labels, or is the package wrong? 159788. 10 boxes. Oh, 20 stickers. Maybe that's what it meant. When it says 20, it means 20 stickers. Okay, so there's 10 boxes. They're still 80 cents a piece. That's pretty cheap. And I mean, to take some pieces of cardstock and jazz it up, it's like nothing. I feel like cardstock, I don't even count that as money spent because it's just, you got to do it. So anyway, yes, Wendy, they would make super cute little gifts for Thanksgiving, or to make little stocking stuffers. This would be the perfect little thing to stuff in a stocking. And if you put candy in there, because my kids are old now, they only want gift cards and money. So something like this might trick them into thinking that it's not a gift card, but it really is a gift card. Anyway. Okay, so I have a gift for my daughter. Now it's done. So I'll be able to use this now as a sample to share with people for the next few weeks until she comes to get it. So yay me. Then we have our gorgeous decorated with happiness black and gold and vanilla card. So pretty that card is. And then finally our ringed with nature poinsettia card with Mary Merlot, a color that is very often overlooked in the catalog, even by myself. But it goes fantastic with Blushing Bride, in case you guys didn't know. So give me a thumbs up if you think about it. I would greatly appreciate that. You can subscribe to my channel right down here in the corner. And I think you might have to wait till I'm done to subscribe. I don't know for sure. Be sure to share the video. Tell all your friends. I would love to share my I would say wisdom, but it's more or less mistake fixing with more people. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Again, I'm not positive I'm going to be here next week. I'll let you know either way. If I am, I'll be here. If I'm not, then I won't. If I end up going to that funeral with my husband. So we'll see. But anyways, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you again for watching. Thank you, girls, for the tips. That was very sweet of you. Sometimes people ask me what they can do to help me. If you're watching this after the fact, there was a little thanks button down here that you can click on to tip me after the fact. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.